So track 1 is The World. I think this song is really fucking cool in the lore of Arm's Length because our past 2 releases, Everything Nice and Never Before Seen, really tried hard to write like a slow build, and I think The World is one of our heaviest songs yet. We're like screaming a lot more than ever. When we were in the demo stage, I remember that was one that really caught the ears of everyone in the room.
This song has like one of the most cathartic releases at the end of any song that I think we've ever done.
The world of the album kind of got like fleshed out after writing this song. It kind of got pieced together, and I think it gave the album a lot of meaning, and I think it's a good kind of jumping off point for the record.
Playing this song live is so much fun. It's been super cool to play this song live. It's been super cool to play something super heavy, especially to close the set, especially to like see everyone's reaction when we play it. I think it's cool. Everyone gets to like show a little bit of what they can do in this song, so it's really, really cool.
And it's just, for me, I feel like it kind of really is like the statement for the record as it opens. Kind of things are changing. We're a bit heavier. We're a little bit more comfortable, and yeah, I think it shows on that track.
We also use cool instruments in the song. We use baritone guitar at the end, which is very cool, and there's like some piano in it, and there is that really cool like 12-string acoustic part. That I remember that specifically in the studio was a really dope creative moment on the record when we put that little ringing boom before that big hit. The World. Track 2, Fatal Flaw. This was one of the songs I had, not lyrically, but like melody and like structure-wise, I had written in the Never Before Seen days. But I think what makes the song special is, and I didn't really realize until after it came out, was the lyrics in it. And I didn't even really intend for this, but they really showcase kind of where we are as a band. The like main motif, I guess, in the chorus is "Look at what you've done." And Alex, who's actually recording this, told me that it's a reflection of like looking back at all you've accomplished, but look at what you've done is inherently like an accusatory thing to say.
I think it started out as like a chiller, like Coldplay vibe when Alan brought it to us. Immediately we freaked on it. That intro part that's like ding 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 ding.
Kind of runs. It's like Pillars by Grandview, sort of.
Yeah, true.
How it comes in.
Shout out to Grandview, one of the greatest emo bands that say anything like ding ga ding ga ding ga, you know, like that fun little pop punk jig.
I think this song rules. I like playing it live. It has a lot of different parts and fun sections, so it's a fun one to play. It keeps you on your toes.
There's also going to be a sick fucking music video that comes out with this, directed by our friend Alex here and Michael Herrick. Yeah, it's so fun to play. That intro is so exciting, and it was really challenging for me to learn personally once Alan was showing me it, but so rewarding to actually figure it out and lock it in.
Track 3, Funny Face. I think it carries over all of the themes from the last record, but kind of presents it in like a more energetic, more like maybe desperate sounding way. Very reminiscent of the last record to me, but on steroids. The song has really sick guitar parts. Some of Jeff's best grooves, as I'm sure he'll talk about. Just a really good showcase of where we are as a band right now, and the breakdowns are very fun and cool.
I really liked Funny Face as like a statement track for the first single. It is just a punch in the face right out of the gate. Super fun to play. It is really cool to watch Jeff play this song. He goes octopus mode.
The song is quite challenging to play. It's like deceptively tricky in a way that it's like almost not even fun to play at this point because it's so hard.
I think this song is hella fun to play live. I remember when we first started playing it on the Silverstein tour, and it was really cool to look out and see people's reaction to it before it was out. It was cool to see like once it kicks in, everyone like catching that groove was really, really cool. And I think it's such a cool first single. Love the tune.
2 minutes 30 seconds, biggest.
You just gotta love it.
It's the biggest song in the world.
We are at track 4, and track 4 is The Wait. Okay, I think this is like one of the most instrumentally cool songs on the record. The guitars are always doing some really cool, like twinkly, jangly, kind of twangy stuff. Drums are absolutely insane in like the chorus. Groove Central, I feel like that song's always throwing a different groove or like not beat, but well, switches tempos a lot actually in the song. Lyrically, I was a little bit worried with like how the song would be received. It's a tiny bit, it's still like talking about really serious shit, but it's done in maybe a more like lighthearted way.
Track 4, The Day. This is probably the most fun, definitely the most fun song to play. It was just like, there was a lot of room to just like groove around, especially with that chorus, with that like a little bit of Smells Like Teen Spirit rip, which is works really well, honestly. And I haven't heard anyone do that in a while. And then it kind of has this like Hot Mulligan like jangly vibe in the chorus that I rock with, and then it has all those nice like weird halftime grooves and stuff with the intro, and then when we bring the intro back but slower, and then it ends in like a big way, and it's just a really fun, cool, dynamic song.
Intro riff but slower is always fucking sick. Always.
It keeps my brain actively thinking the entire time, which is very good, because sometimes I don't think, and this song keeps me thinking, because it's hard.
Palinopsia. This song, one of my favorite Arm's Length songs, 100%. Lyrically, one of my favorites I've ever written. Some amazing, for my ears at least, some of my favorite melodies as well. Basically, I wrote that first line, I stared at you so long, your silhouette, ... That phenomenon, I guess, where like you look away from like a screen or something, but like that image is like perpetually burned on your like vision, in your vision. It's like a condition, and it's called Palinopsia, so I thought that'd be like a cool name for the track. However, obviously I'm using it in the way that's like the person is no longer there. Same with that melody, like the it's kind of like kind of reminds me of Dirge at the
In
end.
between tracks of our last releases, like Talking With My Hands Again, maybe Everything As I Knew It, or something along the other likes of like Muscle Memory. This song could have been a closer on something, like on an EP or something.
It was gonna be the closer on Never Before Seen.
Yeah.
We were between the prototype of Palinopsia and Dirge. So.
And just a really strong track, and I'm glad that it's just randomly in the middle of the album.
Dude, I love this song. It's probably like my second favorite off the record. Probably some of my favorite lyrics that Alan's written ever. I think a lot of people are going to resonate with it. I'm excited to play it live and see people enjoy it.
I think this song is like really tapping into a love for singer-songwriter type music, and it's kind of a really good example of restraint and like really being intentional of just every part that's going into it to make it the best possible product for your consumption.
The Wound?
The Wound.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Writing that intro, some of my favorite, like, I don't want to say like dark humor, like the fucking Joker, but like tongue-in-cheekness maybe, lyrics. Some of my favorites that I've ever written. Super catchy. Really sounds like Homesick by Noah Kondo. I remember taking it to Jeff, and when Jeff added in those drums, we were kind of like, let's go for like your graduation modern baseball kind of feel. And there's like a guitar solo, like it's kind of like instrument heavy, which is very cool. Haven't really been able to like play around like that before, and I love all the guitar tone on this record. Some of my favorite lyrics. I think this is an underrated one. I think people will come to really like this, and I hope they do as well. Rock on.
Tough Love 2.
Yeah.
This is Tough Love 2, the sequel. Except I think this song is cooler than Tough Love because it draws from a lot more emo influences. Lots of Oso influence in that outro, modern baseball, emo country twang we've been going for, and I think it just all compiles into a really nice mess.
Slowly realizing I've started each one of these saying, I like this song. It's like, yeah, probably, bro.
Be honest.
Yeah. No. I literally was about to say I like this song. It's like, yeah, but no, I really do love this song. I like that it's a continuation of the country sound that we've been trying to do, and I really like that it's expanding on that.
Guitar tone is so sick on this track, I think. Just that twangy goodness.
Track 7 You Ominously End. Woo! One of our like fastest songs. The breakdown at the end is something we've always wanted to do. I just like that it's heavier and raw. This song going into the studio though, we thought it maybe could be a single, but we were not strong on it. We were thinking maybe like Funny Face, Genetic Lottery, like deep down, and then maybe The Wound were singles, so that changed a lot. Reminiscent of like pop or like some like festival punk, if you will, like Gaslight Anthem or like Menzingers, and like that beat at first, but also like In Framing by The Hotelier, big inspo for the song.
Yeah. Another hard song. I like to make songs that are really hard, and then we make them singles, so we have to play them every night.
This song is fucking badass. The banjo is badass. The breakdown is badass. Alan's screams are badass. This song is awesome.
Banjos and breakdowns. Like, what more could you fucking ask for? Like, it's so cool. So fun to play. That breakdown is really, really fun. I really like how we're leaning into the breakdowns on this record, and just kind of that they're just tonally it starting with like the bright banjo and finishing with such a dark, heavy part is really cool.
I think what makes the song special too is like the banjo's pretty jarring, and then the like lyrical themes as well are extremely jarring, but it's not like we love this band, but it's not like Bill Murray jarring where it's like gimmicky. Sorry, we literally love Bill Murray, but it's not really gimmicky. It's like this song, like the when I first started writing the song, it's in my like voice memos as banjo song. Like I knew that banjo could have been a cool thing to do in the song, and I'm so happy we went with that. Track 8, Early Onset. This is our first like purely acoustic track since Blank Slate off our first EP, and it's something that I've always wanted to do on a record since Blank Slate. This one was interesting. So I had this one lyrically done by the time we were in the studio, but we just didn't have time to do it in the 4 weeks we were with Anton in the studio. So this song I did by my lonesome. I flew out to LA and did this with Anton at his studio in LA, and I knew the song was good. I felt really strongly about it, but hearing it back made me realize that it absolutely like needed to be on the record.
Super emotional track, probably the saddest one, just because of the way that it is. Sorry.
That's okay.
Acoustic guitar and strings is
sad.
terribly sad.
I really like this song. Damn it, I knew I was gonna fucking say it again. It's all good. Yeah, no, I agree with what everyone else said. I mean, I think this song really like rounded out the record when we like got it back along with all the other mixes. I think it's cool to have that really soft, lower dynamic on.
I think it's a really cool turning point after you flip the record there.
I know, I just want to throw things down this cliff. I like throwing stuff down.
Let's go. You got it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Trope of an acoustic track on an album to kind of, I don't know, it just makes it more natural, can kind of pull you out of any funk you might be experiencing. Not that you would be, but it's just a nice dynamic shift that is like a breath of fresh air in the middle of that album, and this track is so beautiful. The composition with the strings is fantastic. I think Bonnie like crushed all the parts on the record, and yeah.
Like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Track 9, we got Genetic Lottery. Some of it has like cool grooves we've never really done before, like the it's kind of like Marietta's Trench even or something. Shout out Canada. But yeah, it's kind of doing some stuff we've never done before. The very chimey 12-string acoustic guitar that we use is very cool, and it's a new dynamic for us. The end bridge is really special. That's inspired by the song Lives of Others by Somos. How it kind of like goes down at the end too, at the end.
This is another sort of country vibe, another tough love vibe, sort of on the lighter side of the arm's length discography. Still a very strong track, even though it didn't make it as a single. It was really close. It was really close. They were basically at the
Weeks
finish
away.
line. Yeah, literally weeks away where we changed it because the weight is kind of just more of an arm's length fun vibe, I find.
This song has my favorite chorus on the album and favorite bridge.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's awesome.
Yeah, and I remember driving around with one of my friends listening to the demo of this song and her thinking it was so fucking badass, and we listened to it like 3 times.
Chorus is so cool. I think we really leaned into some like Nashville pop rock production style for this one with that intro too. Was really cool to see that come to life in the studio.
This song is very like the band Camino. In fact, we rip off kind of that Daphne Blue intro in the little riff before the second chorus. But that band's always been a big influence on our melodies, and happy to pay homage to a sick fucking band. Track 10 is called Attic. Attic was the first song I had done fully for the record. It's like a ballad, but it progresses in a way that none of our ballads really do. I would say like maybe the Everything As I Knew It of this record. But yeah, I think this song, one of the most dynamic on the record, uses tons of instruments. We had Alex play piano on this track. Hi, Alex. I see you right now as well, but the camera doesn't as well. There's banjo. There's violin throughout the track. This song gives me a lot of like Phoebe Bridgers, which she's extremely influential on our band's lyrics and sound.
This track is, for me, drum part wise, very influenced by just like classic rock and like
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Like Mine by Taylor Swift. Just the first verse gives you that little Mine vibe with the tom rhythm, and maybe even like Sweet Caroline or something. I don't know. It's a very simple song to play, but definitely different than all the other tracks on the album. A slower ballad with piano.
This is my favorite song on the record. When we first got the mixes back, I remember thinking about how if I was like younger, I would probably lay down and count the popcorn on my ceiling over and over again with this song on repeat, and how much it would hit. And it still hits. I did listen to it on repeat for a while there. It's my favorite.
Track 11, Haley, spelled the same way as Haley's Comet, because that's the lyric. We needed like another like lift on the record really badly, and like another energetic song. And I had that riff, and I had that I had that really cool guitar part written, and I say cool with a question mark because I showed it to Jeff and he said it sounded like a dwarf beat or something. And so the working title for the song was Dwarf Beats, because it kind of sounds just very like, I can just imagine like a gnome dancing to it. Sorry. I think this, like the last 2 tracks on the record, are honestly the ones I find myself listening back to the most, are track 11 and 12. Yeah.
This song kind of gives me a bit of an Aries vibe, except without a real intro, in the sense that Aries kind of starts off a little slow, but once it goes, it just keeps going and building into this like big grand gang vocally part at the end. The verse part where Alan did the weird little like dwarf beat, as we called it, because you could imagine a bunch of little dwarves dancing around a campfire listening to this song, was actually the part that I had written. Was inspired a lot by Isaac from Ben Quad in the way that he kind of like rides all around the kit rhythmically. It's just like a weird funky part that I wouldn't have come up with on the spot. It's like something I had to like think pretty hard about, and I feel like it was definitely inspired by the way that he plays.
I really enjoy this song. There's a lot of overlapping vocal parts that come in like towards the end, and recording those was so much fun. It was really cool to be able to like do gang vocal stuff like in like a cool way, and not like an easy core kind of way, but in like a like a cool group vocal kind of way. Real ones will understand.
The song
that.
is very fun to play. I love that riff, and I love the working title Dwarf Beats so much. I can picture the dwarves around the fire. Yeah.
New kind of plane overhead. Track 12, we've got Morning Person. I'm so fucking annoying about this song. I truly believe that this is the most important arm's length track to date. Truly feels like this is everything I personally have wanted the band to sound like. I think it's a perfect closer to the album, and if it's the last track that anybody listens to from us, not saying it will be, I think this song is the essence of Arm's Length through and through. Extremely rewarding to write, like I said.
The song has some of the most interesting parts, again, that I've ever written. Doing funky stuff with toms while I'm hitting the cymbal is something I hadn't really experimented with before, but pays off in a big way in this song. It's just incredible. One of the strongest tracks we've ever written, for sure. And definitely our strongest album closer to date of the two.
Yeah. This song is fucking epic. It feels like a whole musical in one song. I love being able to record harmonies on it. They're really high in my register, but they're a lot of fun to do, and they've been fun to do live. I think the song is fucking amazing. I think it's such a statement piece for the band. Just
This
so
song
cool.
is such a release of all of the energy that is being produced throughout the record, and it kind of has a little piece of everything that we've done, and it really can't help but like get so very like emotional and like excited when we play this one live. It feels like such a cathartic release.
There's a Whole World Out There is out May 16th. If you've already heard it, hope you like it. Thanks for rocking with the length. We'll be seeing you.
Yeah. Yeah.